fine. Nah, gave away the same clothes yet for 2 weeks. Yeah. People see me a smile and then I know the youth sleep. Yeah. Jaden for mine, so the youth eat. And I see man a star, brother I'm shoot feet. Could you wear face size because for me shoes cheap. Yeah. Enough say me a cruff, them same one see the youth read. Big up the day one youth, them we stay up in the studio. Yeah. When me a voice, we see all who did a sleep. Back to it is, back to the biz. No fuse to see me, yeah, ask to me is. Now we got the man lock me is. Now I can't hear me, can't track for me live like
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Alrighty, so we are back with you for another Activated Mornings here on WEFM. And the time here in SVG, it is 7:20. And that means Dianna and myself, we are joined by Peejohn for his usual commentary. So Peejohn, good morning to you.
Good morning, Roleza. Good morning, Dianna.
Morning.
Hope you're having a good day. No, I understand that one prospective candidate has challenged another to a debate, and the challenge has been accepted. Now, if that is the case, it is a welcome development. As we get closer to the general elections, we will hear more and more from the prospective candidates. However, there's unlikely to be any organized debates between or among opposing candidates. I am therefore using this forum as a citizen to call on all prospective political candidates to engage in debates. And here are some reasons why. Debates provide we the voters with a clear understanding of candidates' policies, leadership style, problem-solving abilities, etc. Another, the candidates will get to explain and defend their positions on the various issues and make them more accountable to the public. Thirdly, a debate fosters civic participation, encouraging voters to be more involved in the electoral process and to pay more attention to what is going on. Number 4, instead of relying on party loyalty or just simply sweet words or sweet rhetoric, voters can use the opportunity to assess candidates based on their performance and the ideas they put out in these debates. And finally, debates such as the one we were talking about cultivate a culture of open discussion and informed decision-making on the part of the electorate. For debates to be effective, they must be structured with a neutral moderator, with equal time for all the participants. They must be organized by a format agreed to by all concerned. Further, they must be organized by a respected entity. Perhaps there should be a job for the Christian Council or even a coalition of media houses. Now, we will hear from the candidates. We're going to hear from them ad nauseum. I have no doubt about that. But will the candidates meet each other in the same space, on the same platform to share their ideas? Instead of showing up only on friendly forums, like in friendly radio stations for interviews, candidates should be made to meet each other head on and debate the issues. I repeat my call. Let there be organized debates among the political candidates. And that's my rant for the day.
All right, thank you very much, Peejohn.
All the best.
All right, look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. Alrighty, so that was Peejohn's little rant for today, and his rant was about why debates among political candidates should be encouraged. And interestingly, Dianna and myself, we have a bit to discuss on this closer to 9 o'clock, right? So won't go too in depth with it. But yes, I'm in agreement. But before I even get into all of that, of course, good morning to everybody. If you're just tuning in for the morning, we're happy to have you with us, whether you are in your vehicles, whether you are in public transportation, whether you are at home, whether you are passing somewhere in a road, some kind of street, and WEFM is blasting, big up you. All right. So good morning to everybody at this time. Hoping that everyone would have a safe and productive day as we get going with another day for the week. All right. So Dianna, good morning to you.
Morning, Roleza. Good morning to everyone who's listening to WEFM at this moment. I am hoping that you really are having an amazing day. And, as usual, if you're not, and if you happen to be passing in the road and you're hearing us and you're having a terrible day, probably just need to go back to where that sound is coming from and just sit down and listen to us for the rest of the day, like fun walk and thing. But anyways.
This is what we encourage you.
No, I was just joking, mostly.
Mostly, all right.
Right, so, as usual, Roleza and I are here to bring the vibe. Yeah. Let's go.
And I'm looking at the stream, the thing. I'm looking at both of us, and this is clearly the hairstyle when we don't know what to do with our hair because we had to reach in for 6 o'clock, right? This is exactly what it is. Ban up our head. No Bible in hand, right? We're taking that line from that Buju song, but yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, this is definitely a rush out the house kind of morning situation. Both of us looking the same. All righty. So just to touch just a little bit on what Peejohn said. Yes, I am all for debates. I do think that hearing candidates, especially from the same constituency, speaking on whatever it is, the matters that or the things that they want to see addressed, etc. It can give us a better understanding, a better appreciation of where that candidate stands with regards to their what's the word I'm looking for? Their plans for the constituency, as well as whatever plans they have for their contribution to overall national development should their party get into office, right? So I am indeed all for debates, but as Peejohn said, I don't feel like it's very promising. Knowing how some politicians are or some candidates are, I don't see that everybody is going to take up the challenge. Although I would love, and I'm sure Peejohn would love to be proved wrong on this occasion and this particular occasion and to see it happen. And not just amongst the leaders, but amongst the general constituency representatives themselves. But a wish could also become a reality. So who knows? All right. So who knows?
Yep, I definitely want the same thing. I have to agree with you and Peejohn. I want to see the debates happen. Even if they're not as fruitful as we would hope them to be, we probably could guarantee that they will be amusing. Knowing how
amusing,
how these people tend to be. But the thing is, for those who, if there are any candidates that refuse to take part in the debates, I feel like the population should look at that and see who it is who is refusing to debate and find out why they're refusing to debate. And if they're refusing to go up against the other candidate to say what their plans are, then what does that say about them? You should look into that.
All right. So around 8:50 this morning, we will be touching on the topic, is the Vincentian populace ready for political candidate debates, right? And this sort of stems from a lot of the conversation that I'm seeing happening on social media, which raised a lot of questions in my head. So we are going to explore that topic just a little bit more at about 10 to 9. So if you wish to contribute, of course, as per usual, during any segment of our program, you can feel free to call us at 457-9997. All right. So you can let us know your thoughts at that time. All right. And in speaking of candidates, anything else you wanted to touch before we go? All right.
I'll leave it
for that time. Okay. All righty. So we note that Senator Peejohn has, she hosted a dinner to honor 10 community leaders in North Windward. And I'm reading this from One News St. Vincent, but it's also available on other social media news outlets. All right. So Senator Peejohn of the New Democratic Party on the 22nd of March hosted her annual dinner and award ceremony at the Georgetown Secondary School auditorium, where she recognized 10 community leaders in North Windward. So in a press release from the New Democratic Party, they said the event, which saw the attendance of party leader Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday and other prominent members of the NDP, was an evening to remember bringing together individuals who made a remarkable impact in the North Windward community. So I just want to say, okay, so the ceremony honored local farmers, teachers, coaches, and community leaders who played or who have played an instrumental role in the betterment of North Windward. So let me just go to who the awardees were. So the awardees were Alex McDonald, Cotilda Romeo, James Brown, all right, Julian Pitt, Monica Nanton, Ronnie Francis, Rosalina Bracken, Theodore Brown Billy, Vasha Adams, and Vernette Pompey. All right, so we see that Senator John held a dinner and award ceremony for 10 community leaders within North Windward community. And I must say commendations to her for hosting this event. For those of you who listen to us in particular, throughout or even before the month of March, but primarily during March, just before National Heroes Day, where we spoke on, all right, so fine, if we only have one national hero, what about recognizing persons within the different communities, within the different constituencies who have made significant contributions to the development of those communities? How about having activities or events to recognize and to celebrate these persons? And we see in this case, Senator John has done such, right? So I think, again, as usual, you can't wait till people dead to give them their flowers. You have to give them their flowers while they are alive. All right. And for her to do this, and of course, it's going to be a team effort, for this to even have come off and these persons to be awarded, everybody involved within it should be congratulated. And of course, special congrats to the awardees for making your significant contribution to the development, not only of your constituency, but also by extension to national development.
Yeah. So when I saw this, I was thinking, these are some of the community projects that candidates can definitely get engaged in.
Yep.
So when we talk about doing things in the community and they jump up, well, we can't fix the road. I mean, there are other things that you can do besides fixing road. There are so many things that you could do in your community. And I noticed that it says that this is an annual thing. So big up to Senator John on this one. Mm-hmm. I liked to see the varying types of people that were honored, I see farmers, teachers, and so on. So I really liked to see that. It's always good to honor people. People feel special. That's something that people are always going to remember. Hey, such and such. I remember when such and such had this thing where they awarded me this particular thing. People are going to remember that and feel really appreciated, knowing that you are thinking of them, knowing that whatever they're doing isn't going in vain. So other candidates,
And that's exactly the other point I was going to get to, where you always hear people saying how they don't have the money to do this, government ain't getting money to do that. The thing of it is that what in your own little way, yes, you might be in the opposition, you might be the parliamentary rep for your constituency, but you are in opposition. What are you actually doing? Correct. So you can't just be waiting for this big lump sum of money to do something, let's say roads or buildings or whatever. What small things are you doing to let persons within your community know that you are actually considering them, that you are thinking about them? You're not just waiting until every 5 years to go around trying to canvass votes. What are you doing on the ground in the lead up to the next elections to actually prove that you should be considered, nominated, voted, elected to be the constituency rep? So, it's these little things, folks. It's these political candidates. It's these little things. I'm talking directly to y'all this morning. It's these little things. All right. So big up Senator John with regards to this. All righty. So with that, we are going to head on out of this segment at this time. Remember that at 7:35, we bring to you today's traffic talk.